So the first thing that I want to talk about is how do we write CSS today? And the first thing that I want to talk about is that when we write CSS, we write selectors that allow us to target elements to ultimately change their style or to impact them in some way. And you can see here that I have this this selector here that's trying to get some information. It's trying to change the text to red. And it even has this little important exclamation point. My goal of this next couple slides is to help get you away from, if you're familiar with what important is and you use it a lot, that's something that I want to help get you away from. My goal is to use important, ideally never, but only in dire situations. There are very few situations where it really makes sense, but we want to use that sparingly. So normally we write these long selectors, or we target things by a very specific ID in order to kind of style things. And I'm here to say that, well, which is better? Should I write these longer selectors, or should I target things by IDs? And I'm here to say that, you really should just stick to a class selector. That's just the little dot and then the name of the class that you wish to select. And I strongly encourage you to use classes wherever possible. And oftentimes I'm kind of met with some resistance when I talk about this, saying, well, that's not possible. I can't make, I can't only use CSS or class selectors to impact all my CSS. Sure, there might be some cases where it's not possible, but for the most part, when you write your own custom code, you should be able to. And in fact, the Apex team has made this so much easier for us. What do I mean by that? Well, let's go back and let's look at a page, and I'm going to use my developer tools to inspect my page for a second. And I already have it open, and I'm already looking at something. And I just want to point out, let's just go into my normal region here, and let's inspect the header here. And check this out. Almost every single element has classes that we can target. T region. I want to be able to target all my regions, so maybe I can target the T region class. The header for a region, T region header. I have header items. There's a class, T header items, and it's T header items controls, T region header items title, buttons. The wrapper for the body, right? All of these things have classes. The Apex team also realizes the value of having CSS classes and our ability to write sustainable and maintainable code by strictly, or not primarily, but our go-to or default behavior should be targeting classes to change things. And knowing that, the Apex team has put classes on virtually everything for us to target. Thank you, Apex. Okay, so that's all well and good, but how do we put this into practice?